Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. From our ancestors comes our name, but from our virtues comes our honor. Our guest today at Dr. VGP Talk Show that reaches 42 million households, including 2 million across Chicagoland, is a lady of courage, an independent thinker, and the American woman who uses ingenuity to solve any problem. Yes, a lady of courage indeed, who has the courage to dream, the courage to teach, the courage to speak out, the courage to laugh, the courage to love, the courage to listen, the courage to learn, the courage to judge, the courage to be confronted, and the courage to face reality. She uses and teaches us all how courage can multiply our abilities. When nature throws a dagger at you, there are only two ways to catch it, either by the blade or by the handle. Our guest today, who's living with courage, chooses to catch the dagger by the handle and use it as a tool to empower our community. Meet MADHU UPPAL, a lady of courage who has chosen to run for the Naperville City Council election on April 4th, 2023. Andrew Jackson has said that one person with courage makes a majority. Yes, do listen and hear what MADHU UPPAL has to say. Welcome, MADHU UPPAL. You're known to be a lady of courage, of conviction, of compassion, care, and change.
Dr. VGP, it's an honor to be on your talk show, and I am so happy to get a chance to speak with you. It's lovely. Thank you.
MADHU, you're well educated from a literary family with a modern business sense. Could you share some of the values that you were brought up with?
You know, my father was a lawyer and my mother was a teacher. And the values they instilled in us were those of honesty, integrity, and service to the community. And those values were not just spoken about, but they were practiced. I remember my father, for his kindness to his clients, when somebody couldn't pay his fees, he would be happy to say, you know, when you do get your crops come in, you can pay me at that time. My mother, she was a teacher, but she was one of the kindest teachers I knew. Her students loved her, and from her I learned those values about how to build a community and how to be kind to people, but also be very determined, because my parents were extremely determined. They went through very difficult times, but they always showed us the value of fortitude. They showed us that we do not cry about our misfortunes, but we say, what can we do that will still hold us up as a family? So, valuing your family, valuing your parents, valuing your community is what I was.
No wonder, MADHU, cultured demeanor, who has the aura of an enlightened one. And whenever MADHU walks into a room, she takes over. Tell us, what made you enter the race for the Naperville City Council for 2023?
You know, Dr. VGP, I have lived in Naperville for over 34 years. I've worked as a teacher. I was a part of the Naperville Library Board. My children attended schools here, but I realized that I had so much more to give. I see Naperville as a vibrant city, a city that is on the go, that is serving the people of this community very well. But when I looked at the city council, I saw something missing. I saw this city that is about 20% Asian, about 12 to 13% senior, And I said, I am both of those, but I'm not represented on the council. And I felt that with my experience, I will be able to bring a different set of eyes and decision making that perhaps that will be guided by my experience as a person who's lived in this community for a long time. And that was one of the reasons. The second reason is I felt that there was a little bit of partisanship that had entered our city council chambers. And being a non-partisan candidate with friends in both parties, but not wedded to either party, I felt that I had a lot to give to this city to make it even brighter future than it is today.
Very well said, Madhu. As an independent thinker, as a bipartisan or a non-partisan community activist who has so much of experience, you have earned a tagline that Madhu performs, she reforms and transforms in all the previous positions you've held in the city of Naperville, being a Naperville resident for the last 34 years and having 3 generations brought up in the Naperville city.
Correct.
And so now, Madhu, I would like you to take us around the city of Naperville and show us and reveal your 100-day action plan for Naperville city if you're elected on April 4th, 2023.
I'm going to correct you, not if, when I'm elected.
Great.
The first 100 days are going to be, the first day is to actually express my thanks to the people who have, who will help me get into that position. So first thing would be to go to my community, because I have been welcomed by every segment of the community with so much love and appreciation. The next step will be, after expressing my gratitude, which I truly feel, I will then be going into the city council, the city offices, and meet with every department head, try to meet with every person that I can, because we are a city that runs because of all those wonderful people who work in the city government. I would like to hear from them as to what is it that their concerns and issues might be, and what is working and what could be done a little bit differently. My next item on this agenda might be to go to various large organizations in the city, like Edward Elmhurst Hospital, because that is one of the biggest, that is actually the biggest employer in the city. To go meet with them and find out how it is that city can work closely with organizations like that. Go to North Central College, meet with the president there, and find out what is working for them as far as the city is concerned. And after that, what I will do is start looking at some of the issues that confront us. Issues like, where are we buying our electricity from? Are there things that we should be looking for future decision making, so that we make the best decision in the interest of people of the city?
Yes, you indeed adding another. I earlier called you as a lady of courage, a lady of compassion, a lady of care, a lady of change, and a lady of conviction. 5 C's. You have added one which I forgot, a lady of confidence. You just saw MADHU UPPAL, a candidate for Naperville City Council, who so confidently rattled off a 100-day action plan, going to tell you what she's going to do for the Naperville city. Let's go and take a quick look around Naperville before we are back here at the Global Eye TV studios in Naperville. Madhu, tell us about the city of Naperville. It was recently in the news being rated as the most safest city in America.
Well, Dr. VGP, not only is it one of the safest cities in the country, it is also one of the cities that is recognized for its outstanding schools, its #1 library system, and its business-friendly environment. You know that we are part of that Silicon Corridor. Right along Highway 88, we have many businesses that want to relocate here. They want to bring their employees here, because this city is the one that has people who are ready to work, people who are highly educated citizenry, and very well involved people in this community. And that is what makes Naperville one of the greatest cities in the world, I would say, not just in the country.
You're absolutely right, Madhu. You taught me a lot about Naperville. Now, tell us, we are right in front of the Naperville City Council. tell us, what does the Naperville City Council do?
Well, Dr. VGP, Naperville City Council, like most municipal divisions, what they do is they make every decision that impacts the citizens of the city. The City Council is the body that, along with the mayor, decides what happens in the city. If you would like to start a business, for example, and you want to find out where to locate the business, what sort of help the city can provide, you come to the City Council and you present your ideas. City Council also decides what is the source of our electricity, where are we getting our water from, what sort of taxes you should pay. I know people care about taxes, and it's the City Council that makes all those decisions. Now, City Council also decides if there is affordable housing needed in this community, how do we bring that in? What do we do to make it an inviting place for all ages and all type of people who want to live there? Whether you are old, young, working, retired, a student, this is the place to be. We have an outstanding education system. North Central College lies just to the right of where we are standing. So I don't know if you've been there, it's a lovely area. So our students, we also have the Northern Illinois campus here. So it's an outstanding place in every way.
Madhu, how many members are there in the Naperville City Council, and how many positions are up for elections in April 2023?
Naperville City Council is made up of 8 members, and along with that we have 1 mayor, and the election takes place on a rolling basis. So we have this year, there are 4 positions that are up for election. So there are 11 of us who are in this race, and I know that I will be your choice to be one of those 4 positions.
Madhu, you are indeed, what I just heard of you right in front of the Naperville City Hall, you are indeed one of the best ambassadors for Naperville. You recapped in less than 60 seconds the strengths of this great city, what the city has to offer. You had a thorough understanding of the Naperville City Council. I think you are in for the run.
I am in for the run because I know that I have the qualities, I have the experience, I have the wisdom, and I am that non-partisan candidate. And it's very important for us to remember, I'm that non-partisan candidate who can bring balance to every decision we take at the City Council.
Madhu, we are at the Nichols Library, must be home to you. You served 6 years on the Library Board of Trustees for Naperville City, and 2 of them from 2016 to 2018 as the president of the Naperville Library. I'm sure it must have been a great experience. But tell me, in your words, what in today's digital world and how library becomes a resource to our community?
You know, Dr. VGP, I'm glad you asked me this question because I am so very proud of our library system. We actually have 3 libraries that serve the people of city of Naperville. And what makes these libraries such a wonderful asset to a community is that these libraries are the place where children can come and access all kind of information. Our business people can come, any aspiring businessman can come, and we have a program called Naper Launch. And that Naper Launch program has allowed many businesses to find their roots here. And this is where they started, and they have reached heights of success. So a Naperville library is a wonderful asset for the community, and I was so proud to be able to serve on this library board. And I am so proud to say that this library welcomed me and helped me learn more about the city.
You're absolutely right. Your proven leadership as the Naperville Library Trustee Board President has sown the seeds for the Naperville school system and for literacy today. You know, Madhu, you won't be surprised, I was in Chicago in Inglewood neighborhood where I heard few 15 to 16-year-olds in today, 2023, who do not know how to read and write. And so literacy is so important. Your focus as a teacher, your focus as a learner, your experience in the library board, and you have weaved library as an important resource for the business community. What a wonderful business development today is what Naperville needs.
Naperville Library is that awesome asset that serves the people of the city in a wonderful way, and I am so proud of this library system.
Madhu, we are here at the Naperville Public Works and at the Household Recycling Collection Facility. Today, sustainability and being green cities are the buzzword. what has Naperville done in the area of sustainability?
Dr. VGP, Naperville, I am so proud of the city that has done so much. Look at this site itself. Naperville has been making sure that residents have a place to drop off their electronic waste. We also have an area where we collect hazardous waste, and this is open and it's free. There are some charges for some small amount, some specific items, but for the most part, this thing is free of charge to residents. So this is a great way for our residents to understand the value of making sure that we do not dump our recyclable material into the regular waste. Now, what Naperville has done is Naperville has adopted a green purchasing plan. We have a sustainability task force that has been guiding the city in making the right decisions. One of our most challenging problem is looking at our electricity service, because currently Naperville receives its electricity from a plant which produces its electricity mostly with coal, and we know that that contract has to be honored. But I want to be sure when I'm on that city council that we do not make a hasty decision, a long-term decision that is going to hold us back like this particular contract is holding us back. So I want to be sure we look at all the options like nuclear reactors, small nuclear reactors which are extremely safe. Universities are developing that. I'm also looking to see how wind and solar, 15 years from now, how important they will be. So we need to be sure that we make decisions not just for today, but also looking forward to what is going to be happening in 10 years.
You are truly a visionary in today's sustainability and green age. You are wanting to take Naperville to the next level. You are evaluating decisions which are on the table, and if elected to Naperville City Council, one can look up to a sustainable and green-friendly MADHU UPPAL.
Absolutely. Always been green-friendly, but continue to make it for the Naperville, entire city of Naperville.
And the difference is that you don't nod or vote just on what others say. You study the issue, you understand the issue, you evaluate the issue, and then you decide.
That is the way to make a good decision.
Well, viewers, wasn't that an awesome show and tell of the city of Naperville? It was great being out there in the freezing cold. That shows your commitment also. Add the seventh C to you. A lady of courage, a lady of confidence, a lady of compassion, a lady of care, a lady of change, a lady of commitment. It was great. Now, what are the three things you would focus on your first 100 days after being elected to the city of Naperville? Name three things you would like to do if you're elected, or on your election. I'll correct myself, to the city of Naperville Council on April 4th, 2023.
The first thing I'd like to do is, because Naperville is a business-friendly city, I would like to meet with the Chamber of Commerce. I would like to sit down with business people who have to find out from them what's working for them and what are some of the impediments they might be seeing as they conduct business in the city. So that would be one group, one area that I'd like to work at. I'd also like to work with the Public Works Department, because one of the reasons Naperville is such a great city is that we have electricity that is reliable. I know that when I turn my computer on, it's going to work. Water is excellent quality. So I'd like to sit with the city Public Works Department, and I would like to find out what is the next thing that we need to be doing, because I believe our wastewater facility needs to be upgraded, and it's a huge project. It's going to be cost about $50 million. So I need to know from the city manager and from the Public Works Department what are the plans in the way, and what does the EPA require us to do, because we want to do what is right by our community, because quality of water matters to all of us. So that is going to be the second area that I will be looking at. The third, and that is to sit with the HR department as well as the director of DEI, or Diversity, Equity and Inclusion, because our city has made a commitment to making sure that the city does all those three things, pays attention to diversity, makes it an inclusive community, and also provides equity to our community. So I would like to look at our hiring practices and see what is working and what is not working. What are the things we can do? So if I understand it better, when decisions are made at the city council level, I'll be able to make an informed decision. So those are the three primary areas I'd like to begin working on.
Madhu, you eloquently spelt out the 3 priorities in your 100-day action plan. One is business development. Second is the upcoming upgrading of the waste management facility in Naperville, which is going to cost $50 million. So the quality of water stays the same or even better, and you can make an informed decision. And third is the catchphrase was my next question. You beat me to it, my God. About sitting down with Naperville City's HR department to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusivity. And that was a very important buzzword doing the rounds, not only in the corporate world, not only in the governments, but also in all the healthcare institutions, educational institutions. Everybody are having the race for equity, diversity, and inclusivity. I'm glad you had that important part in your 100-day plan as your top 3 priorities. You are so well prepared and you are so well organized, well thought out. And you know, when we went for this tour of the city and you went to stop at different points, we realized what you walk the talk, you know the issues, and you are blend with the value systems the city of Naperville has stood for. For example, when we were at the Naperville City Council with our Global Eye production crew, it was freezing cold. I had my coat on, but those others, my esteemed colleagues, didn't have the coat on. But you saw a couple trying to enter the Naperville City Hall on today being Saturday, it's closed. But you took time off the production shoot, you went right up to them, spoke to them, guided them where to go and what to do. Now that, my friends, was a spontaneous moment which I saw, and that's what a true leader will reflect. She did not bother that her crew or her staff like us were out in the cold, but she wanted to serve the people first. That's MADHU UPPAL. What impact would your candidacy means to the Naperville community?
I think the Naperville community will first of all see that if you love a city and if you want to do something to make it even better, you need to get involved. Because I think it's one of the most important things that people can do is to be involved in their community. Yesterday I met with a couple, they are very active politically. They have never voted in the local election. And we talked on a street corner because they chased me down. They had seen me distributing my cards and they wanted to talk. For 10 minutes, I stood outside and they were in their car and we chatted. And they said, this time around, we are going to vote in our election. So I want our community to see, when I say we, meaning the entire community of Naperville, to see that we all need to be engaged in our community. And we all have the responsibility of making this community the beautiful city that it is and it can be. Looking at each other as friends, looking at each other as people working together for the common good. So that is what I think people will see with my presence on the City Council chambers, is that first of all, everyone needs to be involved no matter how old or young you are, and also realize that this city is welcoming and warm and open to people of different backgrounds.
Electing MADHU UPPAL, in her own words, the impact it'll have to the whole community is: 1, love the city first. Get involved by voting in the April 4th city election to show that you love the city, is you want leaders of the Naperville City Council who are involved in the day-to-day functioning of the city, which makes everybody's life prosperous. And also, the entire community of Naperville considers you as an American woman, MADHU UPPAL, who genuinely uses ingenuity to solve any problem. And that's by a past record, which we have just seen. And concluding our show, I would like to tell everybody, our viewers, that MADHU UPPAL, you are the leader who innovates. You are the leader who develops, the leader that relies on people and cares for people, and the leader that counts on trust and integrity. The leader who does the right thing. Thank you for being on our show. You are indeed today's lady of courage, MADHU UPPAL, a leader every one of us can look up. UP, it has the last name of initial too. Thank you for joining us again, MADHU UPPAL, on your busy schedule at the Dr. VGP Talk Show today.
Thank you, Dr. VGP. It is indeed an honor to meet with you, talk about the things that I think are important to the city of Naperville, allowing me to share those ideas. And I'm so grateful to your entire crew for waiting in the cold as I went to meet with that couple. But thank you. It is indeed an honor. And I hope to be here on maybe April 6th.
Thank you so much. Lovely to have you on our show.
Thank you.
MADHU UPPAL.
Very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.